It was an ordinary morning at the bustling corporate headquarters of Ardent Innovations, a multi-billion-dollar tech company known for its sleek devices and cutting-edge software. The lobby buzzed with the usual chatter, keyboards clattered in every department, and coffee cups were filled with the liquid fuel of ambition. Among the employees rushing to meetings and chasing deadlines was Mia, a new marketing assistant who had joined the company just a month ago. Bright, passionate, and driven, Mia was determined to prove herself, but she also carried a quiet humility, shaped by a life filled with challenges. She had grown up in a modest neighborhood, raised by a single mother who worked 2 jobs to support her and her younger brother. Mia had fought hard to graduate with honors, securing a scholarship and eventually landing this job that she hoped would transform her future. She believed in hard work and treating everyone with kindness, regardless of their position. That morning, a malfunctioning copier had thrown the marketing department into chaos. Mia, trying to print a critical proposal for an upcoming client pitch, found herself frustrated as the machine beeped, flashed, and refused to cooperate. Paper jams, error codes, toner issues, it was a tech mess in the worst possible moment. Her colleagues were too busy to help, and the IT team was tied up elsewhere. Time was running out. Just then, she noticed a man in a janitor's uniform kneeling beside the copier. His hands were inside the machine, skillfully adjusting something, wiping off toner dust, and muttering quietly to himself. His cap was pulled low, hiding most of his face, and his uniform bore no name tag, just the generic, maintenance staff, badge. "Excuse me," Mia said politely, though her anxiety seeped through her voice. "I really need to get some pages printed. It's urgent. Is there any chance you could fix it soon?" The man looked up and smiled gently. "Just a few more minutes. This model's a bit tricky, but I've worked on worse." His voice was calm, confident, even a bit amused. Mia, feeling a bit embarrassed, stayed by his side, watching him work. Unlike others who often ignored or overlooked janitors and maintenance staff, Mia offered him a bottle of water and chatted with him. "I'm Mia, by the way. Marketing assistant. Sorry if I sound rushed. First big presentation. Nice to meet you, Mia," the man replied. "I'm Nick." There was something oddly composed about Nick. He didn't seem irritated or rushed. Instead, he asked about her project, her goals, and even complimented her attention to detail when she carefully aligned the pages he had just helped print. When he finally got the machine working, Mia thanked him sincerely. "Not many people take time to notice the janitor," he said quietly, meeting her eyes. "You did. That says a lot." Mia smiled, a bit confused by his words but warmed by them. "Everyone's work matters, right?" He gave a small nod. "More than you know." Later that day, an internal company memo went out announcing a surprise visit from the CEO himself to various departments over the next few weeks. This was unusual. Nicholas Harrington, the elusive, brilliant founder and CEO of Ardent Innovations, was rarely seen outside of boardrooms or global conferences. Rumors flew, speculations sparked, and people began speculating when and where he would appear. Mia, meanwhile, continued her work with the same dedication, unaware that her brief encounter that morning would be the spark that would change everything. The next week, during a company-wide town hall meeting, the marketing department was asked to gather in the main auditorium. Mia took a seat toward the back, still recovering from the adrenaline of her presentation earlier that morning. As the lights dimmed, and the stage lit up, a tall man in a crisp navy blue suit walked confidently to the podium. The screen behind him flashed the company logo and the name, Nicholas Harrington, CEO. Mia's jaw dropped. It was him, the janitor. Nick, the man who had fixed the copier, was the CEO. She looked around to see if anyone else recognized him, but most of the employees were simply in awe of being in the presence of the company's legendary founder. Nick began speaking with grace and ease, thanking everyone for their hard work, sharing his vision for the company's future, and emphasizing the importance of empathy and humility in leadership. Then he paused. "I'd like to share something personal," he said. "Last week, I visited one of our departments in disguise, dressed as a janitor, fixing a copier. I wanted to see how our culture really feels on the ground. I met many employees, most of whom rushed past without a glance. But one young woman, despite being under pressure, showed me patience, kindness, and respect. She treated me not as a janitor, not as a nuisance, but as a human being. Her name is Mia." The auditorium fell silent. Mia froze, her heart pounding. Nicholas smiled warmly. "Mia, please stand." Red-faced and stunned, Mia slowly rose from her seat. "This is the kind of person we want leading our teams," he continued. Someone who sees value in every role. Someone who embodies our company's core values, not just in words but in action. Mia, you've inspired me. And because of that, I'd like to offer you a promotion, effective immediately, to Junior Project Manager. Congratulations. The room erupted in applause. Tears welled in Mia's eyes as she stepped forward. It felt surreal. Just days ago, she had been stressed, overworked, and invisible. Now, she was being recognized by the highest authority in the company, not because of her resume, but because of who she was as a person. As she walked up to the stage, Nicholas greeted her with a handshake and a wink. Thanks again for the water. And the kindness. Over the next few weeks, Mia's story spread like wildfire throughout the company and even made headlines in local business journals. She became a symbol of how small actions, simple gestures of kindness, can ripple outward in profound ways. But for Mia, it was never about the fame or the title. It was about something deeper. Her mother had always told her, character is who you are when no one's watching. That lesson had guided her through life, and now it had unexpectedly opened a door to a brighter future. Nicholas Harrington continued his undercover visits to different departments, reinforcing a culture of empathy and humility at every level. Under his leadership, Ardent Innovations became not just a tech giant, but a company known for putting humanity at its core. Mia, now leading a team of her own, never forgot the moment that changed her life. She kept a framed photo of the old copier on her desk, a quiet reminder that sometimes, the biggest opportunities come wrapped in the most ordinary moments. And so, the story lives on, not just as an inspiring tale, but as a testament to the power of humility, kindness, and the truth that everyone, no matter their position, deserves to be seen. In a world that often rewards power and status, this story gently reminds us that the true measure of a person lies not in their title or their paycheck, but in how they treat those who can offer them nothing in return. She thought he was the janitor. But he was the CEO. And in that one moment of genuine humanity, everything changed. #emotional stories, #touching stories, #soul-stirring stories, #heartwarming stories, #kindness matters, #CEO in disguise, #humility wins.